Hello, welcome back, Box01 here, and this is a very cool game. This is the LEGO Time Cruisers game from 1997, and I just got it, and I'm going to be showing you what's inside, and I think this is pretty interesting. It was never really played with, because the bag holding all the stuff in it is still sealed. The things are still on the sprues in there, the chrome is perfect, and I'm going to be opening it here right now. But first of all, let's see if there's let's see what's in the box. I guess would be a better way to put that. There's the instructions. I read this, but I'm going to read it again once I do the final part of this, because I'm going to be recording this over a couple days. This, I think, is, I don't know what this is. I'll have to read what that is, but I'll show you later. This is the center, I think, where the main guy sits. Oh yeah, I threw a penny I found in there. Don't know why I put that in there, but anyway, this is some dice, and this, which I'll touch up on what these things are later. And here are the cards. Also, I didn't even realize, but these are also in their pack. So, not even opened. The game board is probably a really interesting part of this as well, that you definitely want to see. And I'll take that out right now. Here we go. This is a massive LEGO game board. It's really sizable. And you can see the 4 zones there, which I'll talk about later. And once I talk about the rules. But as you can see, it's pretty interesting. And I do have to install the base, or where does this go actually? I'll have to read up on that, but pretty sure the little thing here goes right in the middle. If you look on the instructions here. So I'm going to do that. There you go. It is in there. You put the little thing in there and you just twist it into place. And then once you put this on, as you can see, you can spin it, and whatever the notch lands on is the space you get. So this would be a safe space. And this you have to put an artifact back, which I'll talk about artifacts later, but as you can see, if I spun like that, oh, I got lucky again. I would have to put one of the artifacts back to their respective locations. Kind of interesting. Okay, now that we have overviewed the board, and yes, I turned on flash because it was a little too dark, and I think it would be better to open this up with flash on. This is a sealed bag, as you can see. None of the figures were even assembled. In old sets, they came with the head on, if you didn't know. That's a cool little old LEGO fact. But I'm going to open this, and, well, you're going to see me do it. Let me get some scissors. Okay, I got the scissors, and it is time to open them. Okay, I just had to cut to make sure I was recording the right way, because I didn't want to accidentally mess that up. That's something I couldn't fix. And we have opened it. This is the oldest LEGO set I've ever opened that it was sealed. So, kind of interesting there. And I'm going to dump this stuff out if I can. Maybe not. I'm going to have to cut it again. There you go. That should be a sizable... Oops, stuff is falling. There we go. Artifacts and players are out. Also, I'm also going to open up these cards, which I'm going to be careful, and I'm not going to open it on camera with one hand. I'm going to use both hands because I do not want to rip them. It is done. I have opened the card pack, and as you can see, there are cruiser clues, and then there are vortex cards. So I'm going to separate those. I'm going to get over the cards quick, because you probably just want to see the figures. And this is the cards. You get cruiser cards, they're all the same, and they just show the player. Each player gets one, because it's 2 to 4 players, and it just basically can remind you what it means, what these symbols mean, and it also can show you what these symbols mean if you've never even seen the game. So, kind of interesting. These vortex cards tell you what to do. Not all of them are good, not all of them are bad either. As you can see, go to the nearest artifact. So that's a pretty good one, because you need artifacts to win. And I will talk about that right after I show you the figures. And before I show you the figures, I just wanted to show you all the cards, because I think that's pretty important. You can pause to see what they read, But yeah, there's a good amount of them, and there's multiple. It goes from there's more, and then there's less, going down to even just one card for these. So kind of interesting. As I said, you can read them if you want. Here's the clue cards. They're all the same. And let's get on to the figures and pieces. Here we go. This is all the figures and all the pieces of this set. And for figures, we have these, which I'll put them together right now. Wow, super cool transition. Anyway, these are the figures. You have 5 of them. This guy is the only one with a hat because, well, I'll show you later. But these are the 4 player figures. This, brown, red, green, and blue one. And this is, what was it, the Time Twister. So, pretty cool. He's the kind of the villain, I think. I don't actually know I'm not up to date on my Time Cruisers lore, but he's pretty cool, I think. I really like his jacket. But anyway, onto the artifacts. You do get an extra piece, kind of cool. Trans Neon Green. Very nice. These are the artifacts. I have them separated into where they go on the board. So we have, first, let's do Space, or let's do Aqua Zone because it's first up here. This is Aqua Zone. It was an old LEGO theme, and they have incorporated here as well. And you get a very cool, like, big diving pack. I've gotten one of these before, if you remember one of my old haul videos, which you probably don't because you probably haven't watched it. But this is a large piece. I got it in black, or this visor anyway, I got it in black. But I've always wanted to see one of these or get one of these big diving packs. I always thought those were cool. We have this kind of like a harpoon gun. Well, not harpoon, but like I guess, like a spear gun for underwater. This chrome silver crystal. I've never gotten chrome pieces before, and this is, I'm pretty sure, a pretty good way to get chrome because it's perfect chrome. It's not like all scratched up or anything. So, really cool. These knives and these little spears are still on the little spools here, and they're also in chrome. And these are all artifacts. So, pretty cool, as you can see. Anyway, that would go in this area on the board, which I will fill in now. Ooh, another terrible transition! But as you can see, they're all on their respective areas. Some blend in a bit, like this one. But, yeah, you can see and that's pretty interesting. Now, for space. For the space artifacts, you have this kind of space helmet or rebreathing helmet. And I think it's pretty cool. I like that. It has a stud on the back so you can attach something. There's an air tank. Very cool. Black air tank. Which, are these the rarest air tanks? I don't think so. I think there's of the old sets, this was the rarest air tank. But now it's probably that purple air tank, I think, for this purple spaceman. But anyway, away from those weird air tanks. This is a very cool piece. I've never seen it before, and I don't actually know if it comes in any other sets. It probably does. I don't know what it does come with. Was that... I don't know my space themes that well. I don't think that's Unitron. Maybe Insectoids, but I don't think that came until later. So, I'll put that up on the screen right now. Anyway, onto this weird little monitor thing. Kind of cool. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's a cool little computer device or whatever it's supposed to be. And then, of course, you have a little, like a stun gun, a blaster. I don't know what this is, but cool little space gun, I think. And I've also never gotten one of these old versions of this piece. Also very cool. A lot of pieces here that I don't have. But, anyway, let's show the space area here, which is this. And now I'm going to fill it in now. Perfect. Now, as you can see, they all go in their respective places, which are highlighted in those big images of them. So, pretty cool. On to the next set of artifacts, the castle theme artifacts. In here we have a bow, which is kind of interesting, old brown, a quiver in old brown, there we go, and a chrome gold, or chrome, yeah, I think that's chrome gold crown. One of the coolest things I've ever had my hands upon. I've always liked chrome. I've never had chrome, so I'm very happy to get this set. Also, a spear in black and a sword in chrome. I've seen a ton of these, or not in person, but on YouTube, and they're destroyed. But this one's perfect because it was sealed. And that's very cool. Anyway, on to where it is on the board, and it is right here. This is the castle themed area. And I will put the pieces on in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that was a super cool transition. Wow, amazing. So great. Anyway, these are in their respective places, and I think that's pretty interesting. I do like that. And on to the last one, which is Western theme. You could have probably guessed that, but it is pretty cool. We first have a hat in old brown. Pretty cool. I do like hats. This, which I've never gotten before, a repeating rifle or just a rifle in old dark gray, a revolver in old dark gray. I don't think I have it in old dark gray, actually, so that's pretty cool. A black bandana, which I also don't think I have, and a $100 bill, which I probably do have. I'd hope I would, with the amount of old city sets I had. But let's go see where that goes in. And it is right here in the Western Wild West little world here. Or time, I guess. Anyway. Boom. Transition. And they are all on their respective areas now. And, as you can see, I have everything on their respective area besides the Time Cruiser, or the Time Twister, which goes on one of these spaces in the middle. You can have your guy on any space, and every turn, I think it was every turn of either this or just every turn. I think it's every turn of this. They move. Or is it every turn? I don't know. But they move onto another place clockwise. And you spin this clockwise as well, just so you know. And, well, the players, which I'm going to get into the rules now. Okay, the rules. Each player starts in one of the 4 corners, which there are 4 of them. They start on the portal, and they can choose wherever they want. There's no kind of space words. There's no space determining, or there's no card determining what they land on, or where they can start from, that is, anyway. There is, depending on what they land on. The dice, which, as you see, there's 2 of them, a white dice and a black dice. One is slightly more important than the other, as in, one will choose if you lose an artifact, basically, and one will choose if you gain one. So, it starts with the Time Twister, moving here clockwise. And however many spaces, let's say 5, which he'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right here, he would be here. Now, if you can see, that's what you move first. And then every turn, he moves 1 space. So, pretty interesting. But this is what you'll really care about if you're the player, which, I mean, if there's 4 players playing, you're one of the players automatically. But if you're a 5th player, which it does specify in the instructions, there can be 5 players, although you'll only need 2 to 4 to play. You can have a 5th, which controls this guy. So, kind of interesting. You can have 5 players on a 2 to 4 player game. But this moves the players, is what I'm trying to say. And, well, let's say this guy rolls this. Oops. He would move 5 spaces. Let me look in the rules to see if there's any specification on which way he moves. There is no specific direction, but you must only move in one direction. Once you move, you can go back, but not on that same turn. You have to wait till your next turn. So, let's say this guy wants to go this way. Now, it would be pretty easy. Now, you can only get 1 artifact from 1 area, and you have to collect 1 from each to win the game. If you start here, say this guy starts here, and he moves 5 spaces in this direction, he could either choose to get this artifact, or he can go on and collect this artifact. Now, let's say he likes money, and he picks that piece of money up in his hand. Now, this guy has his artifact. Say he wants to go on and get another artifact. Well, first of all, he can't pick that one up, because he does not have space or he does not have the ability to do so, he already collected an artifact from that zone, so he can no longer get any more. So let's say he rolls a couple spaces and he goes past this one because he can't pick it up, and he lands right here on this travel or time travel machine card thing. He would have to, if he wants to, he doesn't have to, he would have to go here. Okay, he gets on the game board, and then you spin it. Or, yeah, you spin it. And as you can see, it landed on, it seems, this guy, the time guy, let's call him. He has now stolen that minifigure's artifact. As you can see, that artifact is now gone, back to where it came. But this minifigure, he can now move on to the next place, or he can stay in this world and try to get his artifact back. Let's say he moves into the next place. Since we're closest, let's say he moves into castle territory. He would start here and say he rolls a 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, you could see he didn't land on this, but that doesn't matter. He landed. He can still get his artifact if he wants it. He doesn't have to take it, but he can have it. Let's say he doesn't, and he decides, ooh, you see here? This is a shortcut. Now, the shortcut is very shortcut-like. You can move your figure across the shortcut. So, that's pretty cool. Let's say, because he took that shortcut, he wants to now go this way. And he lands here and gets this king's crown. Now, he can take this artifact if he wants to. Now, he has the king's crown. He has the king's crown. Yes. And he now has an artifact from this world, which means he can no longer get another, which means he probably wants to go back here, or just touch another one of these. You can go back to the time machine table thing, if you just touch one of these. You don't have to be here, but let's say he does, and he wants to get back there, but he fails and he lands on here. Oops. Well, he trips and lands on here. Let's see what that means, because I forget. Oh yes, I've read the instructions, and I've now been enlightened. You can move over here and go over to your handy vortex cards, which you very much need, and you pick one from the top. Okay, so you got lucky, and you get moved to the Aqua Zone portal. Now you can get unlucky as well, and we can see here, travel to the center, which it can either be good or bad if you lose your artifact. But this is probably the best card you can get, because it means you get to skip the timetable and move right to Aqua Zone. Since you have picked that card, however, you have to now put it at the bottom of the thing. So, can't get it again. Or at least not easily. But now this guy gets to move over to the Aqua Zone portal. Let's say this guy's a bit farther along. But actually, let's keep him here. Show you what happens if two players two players occupy the same space. Say this guy's on the same space. You're not going to kick him in the spine and leave him here. You're going to move to the next space in front of him. So, slight advantage, I guess, if you really think about it. But, yeah, still pretty cool. And you do this. You keep gambling on the wheel and walking around, trying not to get sucked into the time twister's evil grasp until you collect all 4 artifacts. Now that he has gained 4 artifacts, one from each of these worlds, and looks like an amalgamated mess, he has now won the game. Your player has won the game against all 4 of your opponents, which are still on step 1 because you have no friends. Anyway, yes, that's how you win the game. You collect 4 artifacts from each spot, or 1 from each spot. But, kind of interesting. I hope you understood that, and if you didn't, well, you can watch this back, or just, look at the instructions online so you can actually read them. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. I do really like this game, and I figured out what this thing is. This is so you can pack up the game board safely once you're ready to put it back in the box. So, I hope that makes sense, and I hope you enjoyed, because this is a very, very cool set. Now you can see everything again, and I'm going to show you how to pack up the board, because I'm just a nice guy. I'm a chill guy. Anyway, let's show you. You just pick up this, you can put that off to the side, and then this, if you just move it in one direction, you can see, has that little thing on the bottom, and it just twists right in or right out of there. You can put that off to the side. Now, once you disassemble it, you can roll it up like that, and you can put it in the box. And you can see, maybe it's not protected in the box, so you can put all your stuff under here, and then they will stay in a nice, concise area inside the box. Okay, so now you have your Lego goods inside the box. Now what do? You grab this very weird looking plastic, or not plastic, but a cardboard container, and you put it right over there. That way they're nice and safe. It even has time cruisers on there. You can open this up if you really want. Don't know what that's for, but it's for something, and I do not care about reading. So I'm not going to read. But it's pretty cool. And very cool set. I'll show you the front of the box again, and it is pretty cool. Is this the front of the box, or am I foolish? I put it in wrong. I put it in upside down. I see the error of my ways. That is the bottom of the box. I had to put it in here. Oopsie daisy. Okay, because I had to take it out, I also read up on it. If you want, you can keep the game board assembled and actually just have it sticking out through that hole. So, I mean, you don't have to disassemble it, but I'd just disassemble it just to make sure it doesn't break. Either way, now, let's actually show you the cool box art that they made for it, and it is really cool. Very cool. Lego Time Cruisers game. My oldest game that I've ever gotten for Lego, that is. And this is a Rose Art collaboration, basically. Very cool. As you can see what it has, or some of the things that it has, and a very, very cool set. As you can see, this is probably the longest video I have ever made, and it is going to take me a long time to both edit it and upload it, but yeah, that's going to be a problem for future me. Anyway, if you want an opinion on this set or this game, it is probably one of the coolest things I've ever gotten, mainly because of the chrome, but we don't just talk about that. It has amazing figures, amazing pieces, very cool concept, very cool theme, first of all, or fourth of all, I think, and very cool just in general. Also, I always liked these Lego games, and maybe someday I'll get... I hear there's a new one, the monkey thing. Maybe someday I'll find that and get that. But that's a pretty cool game. This is a pretty cool game. I got another game, the Lego Racers game from 2001, that I will probably show off soon. So, I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next time. Coolest thing I've ever gotten in terms of Lego games. Goodbye.